Hello. Good day to every one of you. It's an honor to be in your presence. I'm really glad and excited to be doing this today. And I'm using this medium to appreciate the host of this conference, Mrs. Fumilayo Akinola, and the entire team for Teenagers Consult, organizing Student Conference 2.0. Can I get a shout in the audience? And also, in the spirit of accountability, I'm tendering my apologies for this impromptu makeshift experience that I'm giving you guys. I would have loved to be in your presence physically today, but I had to leave the city to serve my fatherland. And I trust that by the time you are watching this video, I'll be somewhere in another city serving my fatherland. But trust me, this session is going to be as impactful and engaging as my physical presence. And I look forward to hearing beautiful things at the end of this session. So let's get right into it. All right, so we're talking about resilience today, and I'm going to be making this as interactive and engaging as possible, like I said earlier. And also, I'll try as much as possible to join the live stream if there will be any, so that I can hear your voices and probably see your reactions. All right, so let's talk. Your big brother is here. So I am not coming to speak like other speakers. And by the way, I would like to use this opportunity to appreciate everyone that has spoken before me and that will speak after me and also impact the lives of everyone here. Thank you so much for doing this and God bless you. All right, so let's talk. Your big brother is here. I'm just going to be talking to you like your big brother and to be having a conversation with you. All right, so yep, that's me wearing the yellow t-shirt. I can't remember what year this was, but yes, that's me. And why did I put this picture here? I was looking for something that could relate to your experiences and to start my session. All right, so I'm not coming here to speak, aspire to aspire and all, right? I'm here to speak as a big brother and also to show you guys that I started from where you all started from and with similar experiences, the same environment and all. So this was me with my folks 1 year like that. All right, so next slide. So here are more versions of me, more versions of myself. You can see different pictures. And so what does this tell? Like I said in this slide, the things we go through in life makes us evolve. The things that our experiences in life are the things that make us evolve. There will never be a new you if there are not obstacles or experiences or different seasons of life. Those seasons of life make the new you come out. These are different versions of me. All right. And so a quick story. So can you all see the phone here? A quick story. So this phone was the exact phone I started out with my journey, right? I started out with, and I remember when I finished secondary school, I'd always wanted an Android phone, but this was what I had, the only thing I had. And I was a secondary school graduate. And as at that time, I spent 1 year at home, like I wrote in this slide. I spent 1 year at home, not because I feel jam, but because I was denied admission. In fact, I was one of like the best students in my school, but yet I was still at home for 1 year. And so some of my mates were already in university, they were already using good phones, but I was still using this one. All right. So, but mind you, this phone, I took courses. I took a lot of courses on this phone. All right. I remember attending an event, and I heard the speaker said that um, while he finished university, decided I was going to take a lot of certifications and all. So I said, with this phone, I'm going to take a lot of courses before I'm done with my university and all, right? Before I get into university, rather. So And but many of those courses have video aspects, but they also have transcript where they transcribe the video into text. So I was able to use the text because this phone could not play video. All right. So this was what I started with, taking a lot of courses, and I had a few certificates. So why did I share this story? I shared it again to also explain to you that I started from where you guys are starting from. So I had similar experiences with the average teenager growing up, especially in the city of Abeokuta. And so I wrote here my first struggle. It was a lot, when you don't have to, you don't get to have the kind of experience that people have when they are using like their Android phones and all, right? But I decided I was going to like maximize what I had then. And one thing I've learned from this particular experience is that if you dwell too much on what you don't have, it will weaken your resolve, right, for resilience. I'll say it again. If you dwell too much on what you don't have, it will weaken your resolve to be resilient. Many people are always like, oh, I don't have this, I don't have this. It weakens their resolve to be a strong person. All right. It makes them someone that cannot stand strong even in the face of opposition. So I want you to know that what you have is enough. Right. That might just be your first lesson. What you have is enough. The resources at your disposal are enough. So quick task. Before you take this confession, I want to let you know that throughout this session, there will be a lot of call and response. So I would like you to engage with me and just take the quick tasks with me. All right. Like I said, I'm talking with you as your big brother. So can we just take this confession with me? I'll say it, then you echo it after me. I am full of strength. Can I hear you? Also, I am full of strength. You see, I think the first lesson or the most important lesson I'm going to be emphasizing on this slide or in my session is learn to talk. Learn to talk rightly. You see, what I just did in the previous slide is one of my secrets. People that know me know that I talk a lot. Not like I talk too much, but I have mouth in quotes, something like that. I talk a lot. And you see, if you want to do something great in life, if you want to come rise above obstacles, learn to talk. You see, a man is fed by the fruit of his lips. That's what the scripture says. A man is fed by the fruit of his lips. I have learned by experience from books and even from the scriptures that you can channel the course of your life by the words of your mouth. So, irrespective of whatever level you are right now, learn to talk rightly. Say the right words. Say the right words. You might be someone that is weak. You might be someone that you don't have all the advantages that everyone else has outside there. But learn to speak. Talk your future. Say what you want to see. All right. It might look like, oh, it's motivation. Just be saying it, I'll be great. All those kind of stuff that people do, that they'll stand in front of the mirror and they will motivate themselves up. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about a very principle that a very core principle that even serves as the foundation of this world. All right. God had to set the course or the tone of dominion for this world by speaking things into existence. So if God started the world by speaking things into existence, you also, in his own image, would also have to continue to speak to see the things that you want to see in your life. Because right now, you might not have all the experiences, you might not have all the tools, all the resources that you need for your future. I know we are talking about resilience, but I'll tie it up to resilience and I'll let you see where I'm going to. You might not have everything that you need right now. You might not have all the experiences, all the tools, all the privileges, but learn to talk. Learn to say where you are going to. Say it consistently, long enough, even if when your current situation does not look like it. Right? It can be like, oh, I am resilient. I am strong. I know what to do. Right? My future is bright. Words like that fuel you. See, one thing I've learned is words carry energy. All right, words carry energy, and this is just one of those principles that also govern this world. Words carry energy. You see, if have you ever watched probably this sport? I don't watch wrestling, where
You see, before they start, before they even fight physically, they fight with words. And so you can conquer a man with words even without arms. You can conquer a man with words even before using arms, because words rule this world. This world was framed by the words of God. And so you can frame your destiny too by your own words if you speak the right words. See, I can dwell here for as long as possible because this is like the core secret of my life. The things I am doing today, I have said it like maybe 5 years ago, even when it didn't look like it. Keep saying what you want to see. Probably some of you are going into the university, right from the first day, be saying what you want to do. Right, for myself, right from the first day on campus, I kept saying I'm going to graduate with a first class, I'm going to graduate with a first class, I'm going to graduate as the best in my department. I kept saying it. I Do you know what it means to wake up every single day, right? Or almost maybe like 5/7, like 5 times in a week at least, because I made sure that every single day I was saying what I want to end up with at the end of my school. I was saying it. I will be graduating as the best in my department. I will graduate with a first class every single day. Do you know what it means to say something every single day till you are done? Do you know what it means to say something every single day? By the time you're in your 300 level, your words will have gone ahead, and in fact, it will be impossible for you not to believe it again. Even if your current situation does not look like it, keep saying it. I remember that time when we had our first results, 100 level, there were a lot of massive failures because with this CBT, there were a lot of glitches and all. But I kept saying it. I'm graduating with a first class. I'm graduating as the best in my department. Learn to talk, right? Probably one of the things you pick out of this situation is learn to talk, right? You see, people go into places, probably their parents speak to them and their countenance comes down, right? It is words. Words carry energy. It can be negative, it can be positive. You can talk with someone now. Have you ever um probably been somewhere and maybe the person rebuked you, or not necessarily rebuke now, maybe the person shared an idea with someone and the person just said, the last person that did this thing, this is what happened to the person. No, the last person that did this thing, this is what happened to the person. If you are living that environment, you are living with your energy low, you are living with your countenance down. But if you go and meet someone and you shared an idea with the person and the person said, oh, that's beautiful, this person that did this made this amount of money, this person that did this got this experience, you will live with so much positive energy because the person said the right words, right? That's just like the basic level, right, of what words can do. So for your own personal life, learn to talk. Learn to talk. Like I said, you chart the course of your life with the words of your mouth, right? And there's one thing that I learned from my mentors. You cannot be greater than your confession. You cannot be greater than your confession. We are talking resilience, so but let me tell you something. You cannot be resilient if you are not first resilient with your mouth. If they can close your mouth, that's the end for you. If you are still alive, you are not seeing the results that you want to see yet. As long as you can still speak, you can come out of that situation. Learn to talk. So we'll be having confessions intermittently in this period. Learn to talk. Say what you want to see. My future is bright. I remember I opened a folder on my phone, a notepad, and I wrote a lot of confessions. Although my confessions are inspired by scriptures, so I don't just pick confessions. Oh, I'll be my future is bright. I don't just pick confessions randomly. I pick confessions that are backed up by eternal life, right? Eternal life in the sense that the life of God that inspired the scriptures. So I'm a person of faith, and so that's why I'm saying this. My confessions are backed up by scriptures. So every single day, even till today, I still took my confessions, right? Although my confessions change with time depending on the season I am in. When I was on campus, my confessions were centered on academic excellence, and that's why I was not surprised I graduated as the best student in my department. Now my confessions are centered on something else, and it will tell in the next years to come. Start saying what you want to see. It also applies to money. Maybe this is just a diversion. You want to hit a particular figure, probably 6 figures, 7 figures. Just start saying it. Just start saying it. Trust me, the energies from your spirit backing your words will bring the idea that will sponsor the result. So let me just leave that aspect. I hope someone has gotten something from this short lesson. So just for life, I want you to see life as a journey, right? I want you to see life as a journey. Don't skip process. Don't skip process. Every like I said before, you will not evolve into your next phase if you skip process. Every process or every season of life is there to shape you into becoming a better version of yourself. Life is a journey. You see people that they want to, especially young people like myself, right? We want to like get all the money, get all the fame and all the influence as soon as possible, right? You see, there's this analogy I used to give, right? I'm a media kind of person, right? A I put out content very often online, right? And so anytime I'm tempted to be like, oh, this person has a lot of followers, right? This person has a lot of followers, and or has this result, right, that I don't have yet. Don't let me use followers. Has this result I don't have yet. Instead of feeling down, what I do is I like to do a research on them to see when they started. Some of them started 5 years ago, some of them started 10 years ago, right? So you cannot compare the result of someone that is starting now with someone that started 10 years ago, because there is a compound effect of what they've done consistently over time. So I want you to see life as a journey, right? Ignore the noise online. People show what they want you to see online. It's a game of perception. It's a game of perception. There's a term I'm trying to even remember right now, right? It's called attention arbitrage. So it's attention arbitrage. Some people pronounce it as arbitrage. So arbitrage means buying and selling. So whatever, see, what we do online is just buying and selling of attention. Buying and selling of attention, right? So what we do, it's a game of perception. Everything we post online, it's a game of perception. We are trying to make you see us from a particular lens. So don't be pressured by whatever you see online. See your life as a journey. Don't skip the process. Don't skip the process. Everything you are learning right now, you will need it for the future. Everything you are going through right now is building a tough skin in you for the future. All right, so let me move on. Don't be that person that will bend at the slightest opposition. You see people, there was this story I heard online. I think I saw it online, that a jam student failed and she committed suicide. While there might be a lot of reasons that could cause that, I have a medical background, so there are a lot of reasons that could cause that. There could be a lot of emotional background story that we don't know. But you see, for an issue like that, what I said to myself was that someone that committed suicide because he or she feel jammed is not yet ready for the campus life, right? Because if you cannot stand strong in the face of opposition, you are not ready for the next phase. You are not ready for the next phase, because you will meet bigger experiences in the future, right? He that is faithful in little is faithful in much. If you cannot stand strong and stand on your ground even in the face of slightest opposition, trust me, you will not be able to withstand the mountains that will come in the future. So you see, when athletes are training, especially those that jump over hurdles, they start small, then they increase the hurdle, then they increase the hurdle, they increase the hurdle. That's how it is. That's how it is with life, right? If you cannot stand strong even in the slightest opposition right now, even in the days to come, you might not be able to like stand. All right, so don't be that person that will bend. And trust me, that still falls back to your words. Someone that speak words rightly, right, will most likely stand in the face of opposition. Trust me, I'm someone that, I think one of my core strengths is that I don't give up easily. Not necessarily because um I have, well, I can blame it on the life that I already have, right? If you are a Christian, you have the life of God. The life of God is a resilient life, right? Let me say that again. The life of God is a resilient life. But again, I'm someone that speaks. You can tell it by the way I talk, right? I can be going through something, right? And I'll still say it. I will say the opposite, because I know that I can shape my future by the words of my mouth. I can shape my future by the words of my mouth. So don't be that person that will bend. at the slightest opposition. Again, another one is challenges help you build track record of victories. So you see, I want you to see your challenges or the odds you are currently experiencing right now in your life as what will help you build track record of victories, right? Because how would you have testimonials? How would you have track records that you will use for your future, right? How would you have your lion and your bear that you've killed before if you don't like maximize challenges that you're having now, right? How would you like face future challenges? How would you have something to present if there are no challenges right now? So the challenges you face today help you build track record of victories. Trust me, I have a lot of track record, right? I can tell you stories upon stories of times on campus where I had issues with different courses. I had issues that could easily move me. So keep saying those words. Keep saying those words. So another thing is that there is no medal without a conquest. There is no medal without a conquest. We live, like I explained to my sister one of those things, that the world that we live right now is that we live in a fallen world, all right? And so um it is, how will I put it now? There will always be times where you have to insist, right? Where you have to engage in fights, right? And I'm not talking of spiritual warfare and all, right? Where you have to like insist on your ground that you have to win this. There is no medal without conquest. There is no medal without conquest. If you check in like, I'm a Bible person, in scriptures, you see one of the ways kings in those days they grow their wealth is by conquest. They will just go and fight a land, gather all their spoils, get their money. There is no medal without conquest. So don't say, when I see people saying, "Oh, they want soft life, they are not ready for they're not ready to fight, they just want everything to come." You're not ready for life, right? There is no medal without conquest. Take the mindset of soft life away from your mind. Although there is ease in God, but there's also still the point where you have to put in the work. So there is no medal without conquest. Ensure that you enjoy the job, enjoy the work, enjoy the labor. So the next one is get comfortable with beating down mountain to dust, right? There will always be mountains, right? But get comfortable with beating down mountain to dust. Just see it as something that will move you up to your next level. All right. Another one is comfort is an enemy of progress. Comfort is an enemy of progress. You see, one word or one phrase that is always common, that is even sound as a cliche right now, is like leave your comfort zone. It's very true. See, I call it stepping into the great waters. There are some things in life you will not see until you step into the great waters. Until you put yourself out there, until you put yourself in a tight position, right? There are some things that will not break out until you fix yourself in a place that is very, very uncomfortable. All right. Comfort is an enemy of progress. Sometimes you just need to deprive yourself of certain benefit that you're enjoying right now so that you can break out of your current phase. You see, you need to break out, you need to leave your comfort zone to break out of your current phase, to evolve into somebody else, into a better version of you. All right. Another thing is, don't waste your pain. Some of you might be going through phases right now that, oh, nobody understands me, my parents are comparing me with other people rather, they are doing this, I'm not having this experience. Don't waste your pain, channel it, right? Let that energy of your pain fuel your resolve, right, to becoming a better version of yourself rather. And again, your journey is unique, your fight is different. This is one thing I tell people every day. Your journey is unique, your fight is different. Don't be pressed by what you see online. You see someone probably achieving something very, very fast, and you're still somewhere. What might be for you is that you are in that phase where you are building roots so that your shoots can be strong. So you know this thing in biology, the root, the shoot system in trees. The heavier the tree, the deeper the root. The heavier the tree, the deeper. The root of a mango tree is going to be different from the root of maize. All right. The root of a mango tree is going to be different from the root of maize. So if you see like a maize that is moving fast, like after a few days it's already up, and then a mango tree, you've not seen it, After a while, just know that the expressions in the later, I mean the fruit now, what I mean by expressions is the fruit, would outnumber the maize. So you might be in that phase where probably what you have to do in the future would house every other person, right? There are some people whose they have a purpose that houses other people's purposes. So I would say that there are some people that other people will serve under, right, to fulfill purpose. So if you are someone like that, someone that in the future you are going to be someone, you are going to be like an institution. Let me put it that way. You are going to be like an institution. Let me give an example of Bishop David Oyedepo. Right now, Bishop David Oyedepo is an institution. Let me also say of Apostle Lawrence Achudume. These people are institutions, right? They are people that other people are finding purpose in their purpose. So if you are someone like that, you might not necessarily experience speed at your early stage of your life, because you need to build roots. You need to build roots so that when the time comes, other people, you see, there is this parable of a mustard seed that it might be small, right? But after a while, it will bring out to be so gigantic that even all the birds of the air will come and nest under, will come and stay under. Your own can be like that. All right. So your journey is unique. Your fight is different. So quick task with me again. Can you confess? I will say it and you say it after me. Can you say after me? I am breaking out of tight places. Awesome, awesome. I am breaking out of tight places. So these are just like a few of my confessions, right? So another story. So remember, I started with the phone that I was using then. It was, I remember that phone. If I want to download anything, probably of like 13 MB, I have to just leave it and go and walk for like 30 minutes. Then I'll come back. I'll see that the thing is just halfway. All right. So that was my story then. So another story. So I finally got an Android phone few months before I got admission. So this is the phone here. I'm putting this picture of this phone here because my phone was stolen. All right. It was stolen on campus and it was stolen a day before my exam. So for those that have read my book, The Adventures of a Nigerian Student, which I'll talk about at the end of this video, I talked about it in detail, right? So my phone was stolen. Like I was to start exam on Monday, and my phone was stolen Sunday afternoon. Imagine. And for me, all my materials were on my phone. I didn't really have so much of hard copies, right? All my materials were on my phone. So my phone was stolen. So I could have said, this is the end. How would I graduate in first class? How would I do this? But I kept saying it. I remember even while my friends helped me get like a makeshift phone that was not even as good as mine, just one small phone that the battery was not strong, very small screen that I could barely see the letters. Right? I wake up in the night. If in my prayer times, I'll still be declaring I am graduating with a first class. It's your words, right? It's your words. I will keep speaking those words. Oh, I am graduating as the best in my department. I remember in the early days of my campus, I wrote the CGPA I wanted to graduate with at the end, and it was what I graduated with at the end of my campus journey. So life will test your so-called resilience. You see this resilience that you are learning here today, life will test it out. So I started with I stayed so long before I got my this phone you're seeing on the screen. Then after I got it, then I stole it again. I was like, what's this? What's this? After all the waiting. Alright. So life will test your so-called resilience, but ensure that you keep speaking the words of your future. Words are very, very important. Like I said, words set the tone of this world. The words of God created this world that we live in. And so even in this earth that we have right now, the power dynamic is that the people that dominate this earth, that are men, they are to speak the words to create things. All right, speak words, speak words. If you read stories of great men, these are the principles of their lives. They say those words. They say those words. That's how you build resilience. Right. So how do you build resilience? So the first one is have a clear and compelling vision. Right. The word vision might be ambiguous. It might be vision, vision, vision. Just have a clear and compelling goal, something that um is very clear, very compelling. All right. You see, people have this acronym for SMART goals. What I have, the issue I have with that SMART goals is that A, achievable. You see, the word achievable is relative. What you can achieve or what is achievable to you is relative. It depends on the size of your heart. All right. It depends on the size of your heart. So have a compelling vision, have a clear vision. Sometimes I like to stretch my goals bigger than what I can conveniently achieve. So that's why I said I have issues with achievable. That word achievable. I'm not disputing the fact that you have to set smart goals at a level, set what you can achieve. All right. But I like to stretch a bit. I'm someone that likes stretching, even financially, even academically. I like to stretch. So I didn't even write it down here. Learn to stretch. Learn to stretch your goals a bit, right? More than what you can conveniently achieve. So I remember, if I'm setting goals on campus for my academics, I won't just say, oh, I want to get an A in this course. I will write specific scores. I'll write 95, 96, 98. They are very unrealistic, right? I know they are very unrealistic, but I will break it down. For me to have 95, or I have to have 25. I have to have 70, or I have to have maybe like 60. I have to have 30 for me to have 90. So I'm always having, okay, 87, 92, 93. Those are the goals I write down. And trust me, I write those goals so that it can be more relatable to me. I don't just put, oh, I want to have an A in this course, I want to have I write specific scores, right? Something that will stretch me, right? So if you see me running on campus, like the word run is in context. Running can be, I usually run for someone that is in motion, right? It could be reading, it could be going for classes, it could be doing assignments, it could be studying. So if you see me running on campus, it's because of a compelling vision. It's because of what I've set down, I've written down in my notes that, oh, I want to have 90 plus in this course. I want to have 90 plus. So the way I will prepare is going to be different from someone that has just said, oh, I want to have a 60. I want to have a 70. That's why I said my fight is different. The way I run is different. The way I talk is different. That's why people say I have mouth, right? And it has shown with proofs that I have mouth, because my words always produce fruits. So learn to have a clear vision, and even in your vision, learn to stretch yourself. Learn to stretch yourself before you get on campus. Ensure you have that goal, what you want to achieve it, right? You might not be an A student, but stretch a bit. Stretch a bit. All right. So like I said, step into great waters. I already mentioned it before. Step into great waters. Stepping into great waters is leaving your comfort zone. Is stretching beyond what you can conveniently achieve. So like I said, concerning my goals for academics, right? Concerning my goals for academics, I remember when I started confessing those words, that I started setting those big visions. I was not achieving them almost immediately. Maybe I was having like 70, 75, a few 60s, but more 70s. But I kept saying those words and I kept setting those goals. I was not hitting them at first. Then all of a sudden, at one level, I broke into 90s. Right? I started entering 90. I started recording more 80s. I started recording more 90s because I kept saying I was stretching. I was stretching. Alright. So my vision was very clear. I remember there was a time I wrote down all my courses, the grades I wanted to have, and this course I not necessarily like the exact course I wanted to have, but I wanted to write a particular figure that can make the picture more clear. So I won't just write A, I'll write like 93 so that I can see what A looks like on paper. Alright. So I'll write it and I'll put it in my room. Even my roommates will be like, would see it and would just like, you just leave. Alright. I was putting it there. Let myself see it. Let everyone that comes to my room see this thing. Let it be clear. Let it be compelling. Let people know why you are running the way you are running. Let people know why you are talking the way you are talking. So step into great waters. Embrace personal development. Alright. Holistic personal development. And what this does is that it develops your internal frameworks, your internal framework for standing strong even in the face of difficulty. Right? Develop your mind. Develop your mind. Read books. Read books. Read books. Take courses. take courses. Just I have a lot of courses I'm taking. After this one, I know what next to take. I have books piled up that I want to read. I have a list of books I want to read. All right. So develop your mind. Develop your mind. It helps you build resilience. Right. You know what it's when you read books, you are not just reading words. You are entering into the thinking faculty of the author, of the writer. You are seeing life differently. It shapes how you think. It shapes your perspective to challenges. It shapes your perspective to opposition. So again, have the last one is have a company, right? When I mean company, I mean mentor and like minds. This is for accountability because you can have a clear vision. If you are not accountable to someone regarding your vision, you just be like a mirage. So have a company. So there are people that I send my goals to. So I have a friend, I have a few friends. Oh, I tell them, oh, this is what I want to achieve at the end of this semester. Okay, for finance, this is how much I want to make. This is how much I want to sow in. I believe in sowing and reaping. All right, that's just by the way. So this is what I want to do. So I have people that someone still sent me a text recently to like ask me about how far I've gone with my goals. All right, someone still called me. These are the people that keep me accountable. So at the beginning of the year, I have people I send my goals to. I have people I talk to. So I have a mentor, right? And I'm sure that teenagers consults have a mentorship system, right? Have a mentor, have a company that can help you, that can keep you accountable, right? So that you are not, because you see, there are levels where you can't survive in isolation. All right, there can just be like a threshold that you can go without people around you. There's just enough threshold that you can go or enough distance that you can go, right? Depending on how much energy you have, right? How much word you spoken, how much energies, right? I like to use the word energy. How much internal energy you have, right? There's just how far you can go if you don't have a company. Even the best of the best still have companies, still have people, they still have mentors. Every pastor has a pastor, every mentor has a mentor, every leader has a leader. So have like minds. You can't survive in isolation. We were made to survive together. Find the right people, not just everyone, right? People that are speaking positive words, that carry positive energies. Those are the people that will fuel your resolve to be resilient. Imagine you have in a company, you have 5 of you decide that they want to graduate with a first class. You cannot relent. But if you are the only one that wants to graduate with a first class, and the rest of the people in your company, they just want to graduate, like I just want to have the certification or a certificate, you are in the wrong company. Have people with the same crazy vision that you have people that talk like you talk. Trust me, my friend, my closest friend talks like I talk. The same spirit. If you see on my status, I actually say it. The same spirit. The people around me, the same spirit. My company. If you see how they talk, you will know that I'm in a very good company, very hot company. That you will see them like this, you will buckle up your shoes. All right. So because I didn't stop, this first picture was when I was taking a picture with the vice chancellor of Olabisi Onabanjo University. I was given a special honorary award from the vice chancellor of Olabisi Onabanjo University. I could not even show the picture of the award here, but because I didn't stop, right? Remember how I started? Remember how I started, right? How I started when I said, "Yep, that's me." Remember how I started? Remember how I evolved, and see what I became because I didn't stop. There is so much more for you in the future if you can embrace your present, right? If you can maximize your present. I also got featured on OGTV, right? I got that was like my first time on air to speak. So there is so much, and I know there's so much for me in the future, and I'll keep saying it. I will keep saying it. Trust me, these pictures that you see here, the one standing beside the VC and the one on TV, I've said it in words years before now. So I'm not shocked that this thing is happening right now. I've said it in words. I've said it in words that I will be sought after. I've said it in words that I'm graduating as the best. I've said it in words, right? I don't want to say some of the things I'm saying right now, right? So have those words that you are saying. Those words help to keep the pictures in my mind. You see, there's this principle of write the vision, make it plain. People always dwell on write the vision, make it plain. That's good, but that's the level. Also say the vision. It's not just enough to write the vision alone and just be seeing it. One way to keep the picture alive, energized in your mind, is to say it. Write the vision and say it. Say it, talk it. Let me give you an experience. You see in the scripture, this is not a teaching series, but in the scripture you will see Jesus was to die, right? He will say it, the Son of Man will die, right? He will be in the belly of the earth for 3 days, and on the third day he will rise. He will almost every time, anytime he's gathering with his disciples, the Son of Man, again, he will be saying it. If he's with the Pharisees, he will say, put his temple down. In 3 days, I will bring it up. He kept saying it. He kept saying the vision, although it was by the agency of eternal life. But the words have gone forth. Words have gone forth. Words have gone forth. So keep saying those words. Keep saying those words. Keep saying those words. Let it become so strong in your heart that it becomes impossible for you to believe. So there's this thing that there's this notion that they usually say, don't bite more than you can chew, and some people also say, also bite more than you can chew. All right, for me, I tend to the place of biting more than you can chew, right? But how do you bite more than you can chew? Is by picking big visions and start saying them. As you are saying them, you are chewing them. All right, as you are saying, when I have a big project in front of me, that's something that is more than I can chew. But the way I bite it is by talking. I keep talking. I keep saying it. I keep saying it. All right. So I want you to confess with me. This is like the last stage of this slide, or maybe before the end. I want you to confess with me. So can you rise up on your feet, everyone? Can you rise up on your feet, everyone? And I will say the words, and you say it after me. So 1, 2, go. I am strong and courageous. I am insurmountable. I am empowered to conceive great visions. I win always. I am resilient, and my best days are ahead. Let's take it again. I am strong and courageous. I am insurmountable. I am empowered to conceive great visions. I win always. I am resilient. My best days are ahead. So I am rooting for you. Thank you so much for having me. But before I leave, this last slide, to get a copy of my book for free, just send me a text on Instagram and I will get this book across to you. So thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much once again, the entire team of Teenagers Consult and everyone here. Thank you so much for listening to me, and I look forward to seeing the fruits of this session. You can share your testimonials or testimonies with me, your reviews and the things that you learned in my DM on Instagram. You can just tag me and I would love to hear from you. So thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the conference.